Okay. Oh, I finally made it outside to my hammock, and I cannot wait to read this next chapter for you. Chapter 13. Run as fast as you can. Still moving quietly, so as not to wake her sister, Anne-Marie sped down the stairs and through the kitchen door. Her foot caught the loose step and she faltered for a moment, righting herself, then dashed across the ground to the place where her mamma lay. "Mamma!" she called desperately. "Mamma!" "Shh!" Mamma said, raising her head. I'm all right." "But Mamma," Anne-Marie asked, nearly beside her, "what's wrong? What happened?" Her mother pulled herself to a sitting position. She winced in pain. I'm all right, really. Don't worry. And the Rosens are with Henrik. That's the important thing." She smiled a little, though her face was drawn with pain, and she bit her lip, the smile fading. "We got there quickly, even though it was still so dark, and it was quite difficult for the Rosens not knowing the path. Henrik was there waiting, on the boat, and he took them aboard and down below so quickly to the cabin that they were invisible in an instant. He said the others were already there, and Peter got them there safely too. So I turned and hurried home. I was so anxious to get back to you girls. I should have been more careful." Talking quietly, she brushed some grass and dirt from her hands. "Can you believe it? I was very nearly here. Well, maybe just halfway when I tripped over a root and went sprawling." Mama sighed. "Ah, so clumsy." And, as if to kind of be scolding herself, "I'm afraid I might have broken my ankle." "Thank goodness, it is nothing worse. An ankle will mend. And I'm home, and the Rosens are with Henrik." "You should have seen me, Anne-Marie," she said, shaking her head with a wry look. "Your proper mamma crawling inch by inch. I probably look like a drunkard." She reached for Anne-Marie's arm. "Now here, let me lean on you. I think if you support me on this side, I can make it up to the house. Goodness, what a clumsy fool I am. Here, let me put my arm over your shoulder. You're such a good, strong, brave girl. Now, very slowly. There." Mamma's face was white with pain. Anne-Marie could see it, even though the faint light of the approaching dawn. She hobbled, leaning heavily on her daughter, pausing again and again towards the house. "When we get inside, I'll have a cup of tea, and then we'll call the doctor. I'll just tell him that I fell on that stairs, and you'll have to help me wash the green grass and the twigs. Here, Anne-Marie, let me rest for a moment." And they had reached the house, and Mamma sank down to the step, and she sat. She took several deep breaths. Anne-Marie sat beside her and held her hand. "Mamma, I was so worried when you didn't come back." Mamma nodded. "I knew you would be. I thought of you worrying as I dragged myself along. But here I am, safe with you now. Everything's going to be fine. Now, what time is it?" "It must be about 4:30, or at least close to it." "They will set sail soon." Mamma turned her head, gazed across the meadow to the sea and the vast sky above. There were no stars now, only the gray, pale sky, with pinkness at its border. "And soon," she said, "they will be safe too." Anne-Marie relaxed. She stroked her mother's hand, looked down at the discolored, swollen ankle. "Mama, what is this?" she asked suddenly, reaching into the grass at the foot of the steps. Mama looked. "Oh, my goodness," she said. Anne-Marie picked it up. She recognized it, knew what it was instantly. It was the packet that Peter had given to Mr. Rosen. Mr. Rosen tripped on the step, remember? It must have fallen from his pocket. We'll have to save it and give it back to Peter. Anne-Marie handed it to her mother. "Do you know what it is?" Her mother didn't answer. Her face was stricken. She looked at the path, down at her ankle. It's important, isn't it, Mama? It was for Uncle Henrik. I remember. Peter said it was very important. I heard him tell Mr. Rosen. Her mother tried to stand, but she fell against the steps with a groan. Oh, my goodness, she murmured again. It may have been for nothing, all in vain. Anne-Marie took the packet from her mother's hand and said, I will take it. I know the way. It's almost light now. I can run like the wind. Mama spoke quickly, her voice tense. Anne-Marie, go into the house. Get the small basket on the table. Quickly, quickly. Put an apple into it, some cheese. Put this packet underneath. Do you understand? Hurry. Anne-Marie did instantly as she was told. The basket, the packet at the bottom. She covered it with a napkin and then some wrapped cheese and an apple. She glanced around the kitchen. She saw some bread and she added that too. The little basket was full. She took it where her mother was. Now, you must run to the boat. If anyone should stop you. Who would stop me, Mama? Anne-Marie, you understand how dangerous this is. If a soldier sees you, if they stop you, you must pretend to be nothing than a little girl, a silly, empty-headed little girl taking lunch to a fisherman, a foolish uncle who forgot his bread and cheese. Mama, what is it in the bottom? Her mother still didn't answer the question. Go! Go right now! Run! Run as fast as you can! Anne-Marie kissed her mother quickly, grabbed the basket from her mother's lap, turned, and ran towards the path. That's the end of the chapter. Oh my gosh, I could hear you saying just one more chapter, Mrs. Ambrose. But we are going to save it till tomorrow. And it is exciting. The next chapter is chapter 14. It's called On the Dark Path. You guys, rising, rising, rising. Pretty soon we're going to be at that climax. Yeah, can it get any more exciting than it is? Oh,